Hey there, how's it going? Welcome back. We're going to finish out the NFC South today, starting off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, this is a team that, in my opinion, is going to make huge leaps this year. You got Jameis Winston at quarterback. This is a guy who's going at QB 12 who has legit QB 6 upside. I mean, he could be a top 5 QB by next year. I don't think he's going to hit the top 5 this season. I think he's going to be a little too sloppy still across the board. But this is a guy I'm super high on, and for his price, you're guaranteed to see a lot of passing yards and a lot of touchdowns coming out of this Tampa Bay Buccaneer offense. Running back situation, not as clear. I'm not drafting any Tampa Bay Buccaneer running back this season. Ignore him. Wide receivers, hello, we got Mike Evans. He's as good as Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown, and Julio Jones. Simply because out of all three of those wide receivers, he's got the best chemistry with his quarterback. Jameis Winston loves throwing to Mike Evans. Mike Evans is never covered. You could put 3 men on him and he could still be considered wide open. He's going to get 10 plus targets easy every single game, and I love volume. Sign me up for volume. I think we'll see a lot more Deshaun Jackson running the vertical routes and maybe even get Mike Evans the ball more on some crossing routes. That would be great, because in a PPR setting, that equals more points. I'm not drafting Deshaun Jackson in my leagues because I'm not a boomer bust guy. I think he has legit upsides. His floor can be very low. On a week-to-week basis, you want consistency, and Deshaun Jackson will not give you that. Maybe he'd be fun to play against the shittier defenses. As far as tight ends goes, it gets a little confusing, because they drafted O.J. Howard this season, but they still have Cameron Brate in the lineup. I think O.J. Howard's the guy to own if you're going after one of them, just because of his upside. So I like to spend a little bit of money on one of the mid-tier tight ends that I'm confident about, and O.J. Howard's not one of them. Let's move over to the Carolina Panthers. We're talking Cam Newton. A couple years ago, I had him on my team when he returned to form, and he was the Cam Newton that we all remember, that superstar rushing all over the field. But hey, word to the wise, he's not the same Cam Newton anymore. From what I've heard out of the coaching staff of Carolina, they want him to run the ball less, and I'm talking a lot less. If you watched last season, the Panthers just looked ugly out there. I don't think he's worth the QB 5 price that everyone's projecting him at. I'm fine sneaking him in a late round flyer for free if you get him at QB 13 or 14. So avoiding Cam Newton. Christian McCaffrey is the running back to own at Carolina Panthers offense, mainly because he has upside. Jonathan Stewart does not, and this is a guy that's catching a lot of passes out of the backfield. Hopefully, at least that's what we all imagine him to be doing, but we don't know that for sure, so I'm not drafting him. In a PPR setting, he'll get a little boost, and as preseason games roll on, maybe we'll start to get a clearer idea of how that backfield is going to be utilized. Let's go into wide receivers. Kelvin Benjamin, I am very high on this year because his price, let's see, where is he going? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Entirely too low. Entirely too low. I mean, this is wide receiver 36. I have him on my sheet. 36 Kelvin Benjamin is going. So, yeah, he's not a wide receiver 3 in my book. I'm drafting him at wide receiver 2. If you get him, be happy, because I think he has legit top 10 wide receiver upside. Outside of that, Devin Funchess, the hype of him being the really tall touchdown target has never come to fruition. I'll believe it when I see it. Greg Olsen, Mr. Consistency. I mean, this is the top 5 tight end. He'll continue to do so. He's a target monster. He's going to get 10 targets a game. He's the safety blanket. So yeah, Greg Olsen, he's worth the money if you want to spend money on a tight end. You can rest assured he's one of the safest picks in the draft. Okay, well that covers the NFC South. Thanks for tuning in. We're going off to the West Coast, to the NFC West. My name's Luke Persiani. I'll see you next time.